Welcome back to the channel. It's a little late today after work, but daylight savings time is over, or it began, or whatever the fuck. I don't know what it is, but we got some daylight, so we can get something done. I've been doing a ton of extra hours at work, and I'm like itching to work on this Cabover, so let's do that. I'm like tired of doing real work. So I'm thinking today I found some bonus line in the shop. So I'm thinking today what we're gonna do, let's see if I can get you guys in a spot where you can see it. See that? And right there coming out of the top of that cab jack cylinder. We're gonna pop that off there. And what that does is it goes, geez, this is gonna suck. It goes down. Oh, maybe that's not the one I'm gonna do first today. That one goes down and around. I could probably do that one. That one goes down and around to the other side on the cap, on the pump, on the lift pump, like the cab jack pump. You can see where it dead ends there, right on top of the leaf spring. There's like a connector. We're gonna get rid of that connector. Because I don't think it was there originally. I think they put that in at some point when the line must have broken. They did a field repair. That would be my guess. Either way, it's coming out of there. We're just gonna do all one piece line. Because it really isn't a big deal. I don't know why it would be two piece. And then we're gonna try to get this bottom one off right here too. That's like on the bottom of that cylinder there. And that one runs all the way through that harness pack. You see it's that green line there on the outside. Somebody's already done it. Well, I mean, probably not recently, but they did it at some point. And it runs all the way to the back of that cab lock there. If you look up in the back of that. So that's what we're gonna do. Stay tuned. Alright, well, we got the line off. This was the line he gave me with the truck that we're not going to use. It's not the correct matching. Like, so Peterbilt back in the day, they didn't really use like hydraulic hose like what you and I are probably used to, this rubber coated kind of bullshit. They used a braided, it was a braided like a nylon style hydraulic hose. So the part number for it through Eaton is HO69, and this is a -4 line, so this would be HO6904. And that truck is going to have HO6906 and 08 as well, maybe some even 10 and 12s like for the power steering and stuff. But that's the line you really want to go back with. They do make some other stuff, but that factory shit was actually like really decent back in the day. And this has like a 3,000 PSI working pressure and a 12,000 PSI burst pressure. It's really nice line. It's way better than this garbage. And the nice part is all these fittings are replaceable in field like we talked about before. So I will we'll make one of these lines here and get going. I gotta go get my reel. I got a 50-foot reel of this out in the storage unit, so I'll get that. I'll be right back. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'll just put you on time lapse because this shit sucks. But it's pretty simple. You hold this side with a wrench, unscrew this, and then this will come off of here. This is reverse thread, but the other part is regular thread. And then we'll go from there. I'll show you. tougher than line's been sitting around for this, so the inside's a little bit collapsed, you know. So what I like to do with all these, anyone that you can get to, like these straight ones, like if you have one of these that has a 90 or a 45 in it, you can't do it, but what you want to do is get a drill bit that fits the inside of that. You're not trying to make the inside of it bigger. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is that. So when you cut into these with that line, sometimes what it does is it gets like a little piece of rubber peeled off the hose, and it gets like curled up in there. So then after you do that, turn your air pressure on, get you a choocher here. I'm gonna point it at you guys, actually. Yeah, see that shit? I don't think it'll hit you. It doesn't matter which way you go with this, you can go either way, but it usually spits something out, so. Guess not. We must have done a pretty good job. That's 100 pissies. Try it back the other way. I guess we did our job. Cool. But you always want to double check, make sure there's not like a little piece of rubber. I'm sure I'll get one of them on camera for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. But that'll often cut a little piece of rubber off the hose as you create that. And then you don't want it to wreak havoc on your hydraulic lines or fuel lines or whatever you happen to be working on. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring this out to the truck off camera and run it through wherever it's gotta go, slide it up, screw it into that cylinder, and mark this hose of where I have to cut it, like where it's gonna end. And then we'll come back in and do the other side, blah, blah, blah. So that'll be the deal. Alright, well, our line's all made. See if this one cheats anything. I don't think it's going to. Maybe it won't. Oh yeah. That's what come out of it. Perfect. Done. There she goes, one. Boys, just take a second and look at how crammed in here I am. Tons of fun, eh? Where she goes, but it's a Cabover life. Be easier if I pull the front wheels, but I don't really trust it on the soil yet because the thaw ain't come out of the ground yet. And I don't want to end up picking this thing off of the fucking dirt. So, alright. I'll pick you back up next time I come out here. This is going to be a multi-part video, but it's all going to be Cabover jack lines, cab jack lines. I know you're pumped about that. But hey, I don't want to hear it because you're not the one that's got to be crawling around under here. I am. So, all right, boys, we're back. Another day, another dollar. So the next line I want to do is the one that goes from this cab lock all the way to that front cylinder. It's been like booger patched a couple times. I'm not real happy about it. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the spare. Well, boys, another day, another dollar. Lucky for me, well, that line I bought yesterday, I'm 1 foot short of doing the line from this cab jack pump over to the other cylinder, that second line that we have to do, so that's excellent. So we're gonna have to wait and order line, unfortunately. Napa has it locally, but like D&W has it for $4.89 a foot, and Napa wants like $7.50 a foot, and I just absolutely refuse to be dicked out of $3 for no good reason. I don't have an account at either place, you know what I mean? I borrowed a buddy's Napa account to get that price. Usually it's $11 a foot. I don't know. Maybe theirs comes wrapped in a gold wrapper. I don't know what the deal is, but I ain't fucking paying that. So we're just gonna have to wait a little bit. But I figure I got enough line to do these cab jack cylinders here, these 2 lines. So we'll get at it. Take these in as an assembly and get them done. Well guys, I got those lines done. They're all the way back. Factory location. Right connected to the pump there. Can see them go around the corner. Friggin' mint. But if you notice, there's something missing from that cab cylinder. So let's go on inside and I'll show you. Oh, by the way, these coolant lines were disconnected. I think we saw them in a previous video, but I like bumped them and they snapped right clean off. But look at how full of mud dauber this shit is. Wild. I never seen nothing like it. Let's go have a look at what we got going on. And so you know shit's about to get real when the welder's out, but so this was the this is the lock for the cab jack, and it was bent like this at a 45, like just totally fucked up. And I started working on it, and I'm like, oh shit, I better record some of this. But so the plan is we're just gonna weld it back up. It looks like somebody's already been in here though. It doesn't look great. Maybe I'll just bust this piece off. I mean, look at how easy it is to yep. I guess that's what we're doing. So let's get you guys in a good position. And then you can watch the show. The shit show. back. Another day. We got the lock done, so the only thing we got left now are these two lines here, and I'm still waiting on more hydraulic lines so I can do the last line going to the other side. So it is what it is. But once I get that line, we'll do that. I'm hoping it'll be this week. I ordered more line today, so let's get these off there. Well, got our lines all made here. So let's get them put on. There she is. So I just primed it up real quick. I got a match. It looks like somebody painted this frame at some point. This fucking red ain't the right red. That red that's under it is the right red. So I'm trying to decipher paint codes now, but once I get the paint code, now that I'm seeing that somebody painted this thing, I think we're probably gonna have it soda blasted and paint it. And then that'll make me feel a little bit better anyway. But the jury's still out on that. I haven't decided one way or the other, but that's what it kind of looks like. So, yeah, ordered a new GoPro because I fucked up the lens grinding on this one the other day when we were grinding to do that. I fucked up the lens, so ordered a new one. So whatever, we'll have that. I'll let you know when we get the line in. We'll do that last line, and then we'll try to tilt the cap, and that'll be it for this video. I've also got another surprise for you guys. The son of the original owner, the guy who originally spec'd this truck, had some pictures taken with it when he brought it to the bank to obtain the original financing. And I was fortunate enough to come across one of those pictures. I was actually fortunate enough to meet the son of the man who ordered the truck. His name is Donnell Brooks. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He watches this channel. That's how he got a hold of me, which is crazy. It's a crazy small world out there, so be nice to everybody, people. But he got a hold of me. He said, hey, you know, that was my dad's old truck. I got some information for you. So he was telling me about the truck. He sent me a picture of the truck when it was brand new. And boys, I gotta tell you, she was a looker. So I'm not gonna put it in this video. I'm gonna put it in the next video. Hopefully in the next video, we're gonna try to get it running. That's the first thing we gotta do. But so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna bolt this back on. I'm gonna go to the store and get some fluid. And then we're going to jack this cab. And with any luck, that's going to be this video. Alright, well, we're back. She is full of fluid. Well, she was. And I was just pumping it up to try to bleed it. I figured I'd spare you guys the 10 hours of pumping. And it started to build pressure, and then there was some creaking, and then whole lot of red shit. And I don't know if I can get you guys in here. Let's see. Where it's coming from is that stupid ass fitting that's impossible to get to. Up in there. So I believe it's the crossover line that's leaking. I think that one's the one that's leaking. I think. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get back in there and get it a little tighter than it is, but I'm not too sure what the hell I'm gonna do if it's not that. So, well, I believe it was loose. I got it pumped up right now. There's some pressure on it. It's not leaking. That's just an absolute bear to tighten that one. Well, there's still pressure on it. You can tell it ain't jacked up. I'm having a hell of a time. It takes a phenomenal amount of leverage to move that, and I'm not willing to. I don't want to send the mounting point through the front of the cab. I'm gonna be really upset if that breaks. So I think I'm just gonna let it soak for the night and see what I get. I did take some video close up of the hinge and of the shafts moving, or what I think is the shafts moving, but I'm gonna review the footage and then reevaluate what I'm gonna do. It's getting late anyway. It's about 7 o'clock, so I can always hit this again tomorrow. But that's where I'm at. I mean, there's just a phenomenal amount of pressure on the jack just to move it that far. Maybe I'm just being a huge pussy. That's very possible, so don't rule that out, boys. But like even this lever, oh, this one's not bad now. So that's middle, that's lock. That won't let the cab move either way. And then this is release. That took an awful lot amount of time to come back down. And I'm thinking them front bushings, I think them front bushings are junk, and I think it's seized. So we're gonna spray the fuck out of it again. And cross our fingers, I guess. I'm not real sure what the answer is. I can tell you it's sketching me out, though. That I can tell you. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare to do. I don't know what to do about them hinges. That one, you can tell the bushing's not great in that. Now, when the owner's son called me yesterday, he had said that was replaced. They did replace the cab bushings at one point. So if he did, they're in real rough shape for having been replaced once already. But I mean, the thing's been sitting outside for 150 years at this point. He did confirm that they did take it off the road in '86. He said the truck hadn't run since '86. So if we can ever get the cab lifted up, I'll be pretty pumped. But stay tuned. I'll hit you back tomorrow when I have something. Well, boys, we got a couple pumps in there. It's looking good so far. Holy oh fuck, boys. We got her. Wow. Super sketch. Look at all the light coming through the cab because the curtains are So I grabbed my shortest chain, and it is exactly the right size. We're down on our pin. She's locked in, but like, if it was any longer, we'd be in trouble. Or any for, you know, if it needed to be any longer, we'd be in trouble. I had a board there because I was gonna try to aid the pump jack with a bottle jack, but it wouldn't fit. I figured we'd try it at least this way first and see what we had. So let's get a look under the covers, shall we? And let's see if these covers polish up. I'm gonna go get some tools to get the air hoses, or yeah, air hoses and shit off of here. Wow, the air filter don't look terrible. I can't believe the O-ring is still here and in good shape. That's what seals it going up into the thing. Not that it really matters. But let me do that. Alright, well, I got the top hose clamp loose. Let's try to get oof. She's split. Alright. What do you want to bet that's froze? I'm gonna spray it now. But some super cool old shit to show you. The emission control label's still on the valve cover, and I believe the engine spec tag is on the other valve, on the other side of this valve cover. So I'll show you that in a second. Let me get it off. I'm gonna get this valve cover off here. That's the sound I like. Holy fuck. It's mint. Every single injector, except for two, are stuck. Oh. Oh. Don't look bad, dude. That's definitely COVID. Wow, I can't believe the lack of moisture in there, considering how absolutely terrible. Like, look at all the water housings and stuff are just. Get a look at this valve cover, boys. Original engine serial tag. Let's get a look at that. Bring it down here. Super curious about this thing, dude. Let me get the thing. All right. Looking for C60 injector, so it's not a 475. No load is 2250, which ain't bad. N65 would have been a 475. Oil cooler. I don't see horsepower. Rocker cover Jake brake. Huh. Right there, I'll tell you it's a factory. Covers. Just says conforms to all heavy-duty diesel engines, model year 1973. So it doesn't really tell us shit about the actual spec. Man, dude, these things probably look badass when it was new. C60. What's it got in it? You know what? I didn't even look. Let's take a look. I thought they said it had the original injectors, but maybe it doesn't. Oh, yeah. N65s, boys. See that in there? I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully you can. N65s. So it's set to 475. You know, depending on what they have no load set. I don't know what the no load RPM is on this particular engine because we haven't run it, but factory it would have been the 2250. So that should be interesting that it had a C60 injector. That's in between, I want to say the other trucks that I had that were the 390 horsepowers had N55 injectors and a 1950 no load. So this is somewhere between a 390 horse and a 475. If I had to guess, it's probably like 434, 440 right in there. Boy, that's fucking mint. I'll tell you what, we got the cab up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 injectors on this side I have to free up. Maybe more. Honestly, I don't know until we get there. That looks super clean. We got to work on getting the other valve cover off. I got to free up the emergency shutdown flap because it's frozen solid. The shaft is just totally froze. So I may have to remove that to do it. But I think that's going to do it for this video. We did the cab lines. We got the bitch up. She looks awesome. So what I'll do, I'm not going to record doing the freeing up the injectors because y'all should be watching my tutorial video on how to do that. I'll link it somewhere. I don't know, a corner or whatever. I'll put a link to it in this video though, so you know what I'm talking about. But so the injectors need to be freed up, and then we got to get, I will record doing the shutdown flap, and I'm not sure what else yet. Oh, I'm waiting on keys. They're supposed to be in the mail today. Actually, yeah. So I have some surprises for you in the next video. The next video will be, God willing, we're going to attempt to start it. We're going to free up that housing before we attempt to start it. All the injectors will be free. I'll show you how the rack moves and everything. But I'm not going to show you freeing up the injectors. That's on y'all. You can figure that out. Like I said, I'll link to it. But yeah, next video, we're going to try to start it. And hopefully we'll have keys. The keys are going to be the deal there. So I got to wait for them before I can really do anything. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's gonna be a bunch more on this. Like I said, I want to get it running and driving, like, just so I can at least put it in the barn or get it out of, you know, it's right in the way right here, so we got to do something with it. And I can't reach it with air, which is very inconvenient. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Y'all really responded great to the video where we picked this thing up. I appreciate that. It's awesome. Really helps me out. Like I said, I don't do this for money. I got jobs, and I don't need to do this. I do this because I want to do it, and I like taking you guys for the ride. So all that shit helps. That's why you don't see me like really selling anything besides the mud flaps, but I sold them before I did YouTube. So it's whatever. If you guys need anything Detroit related, I know a couple of you reached out to me. You're working on Cabovers. 871. One guy's got a 73 with an 871. Super cool looking truck, so we'll have to look for the video on that. He said he's going to have a video when he gets it home. Everybody, you know, if you guys need something, reach out to me. I'm always willing to give advice, or, you know, whatever you need. I've been through all these front to back, head to toe. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We'll see you.